Hello YouTube, what's up? This is Armand and I'm back again for another fragrance unboxing video. This time around it's special unboxing because I'm going to feature one of my favorite fragrance houses, and this brand or this house is of course Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So Francis Kurkdjian, as we all know, is responsible for a lot of modern classic fragrances, and that includes Baccarat Rouge 540, Grand Soir, and Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Mal, among many other fragrances. But for this video, what I'll be unboxing is probably Maison Francis Kurkdjian's third most popular fragrance after Baccarat Rouge and Grand Soir, and this is OUD Satin Mood. So OUD Satin Mood contains the fragrance notes of damask rose, Turkish rose, agarwood, violet, vanilla, amber, geranium, and Ceylon cinnamon. This fragrance was launched in 2017. So this is the Extrait de Parfum, and this was launched, I think, 2 years after the original OUD Satin Mood. So this is more concentrated, quite similar to the original, but I would say that this is more potent, more long-lasting, and of course more expensive. So a bottle of this, a 70 milliliter bottle, costs about 20,000 pesos here in the Philippines, or that's about $400 US. So I'll be unboxing this right now, and later I will be trying, or well, I'll be spraying because I've tried this before. So this is the box, and I bought this from Rustan's, and Rustan's is of course one of probably the premier department store here in the Philippines, and not sure if they carry exclusively the Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrances, but you know, I trust going to Rustan's whenever I buy niche fragrances, or the more expensive niche fragrances, because I don't want to I don't want to get scammed. Anyway, just to show you, there's this is where, well, it's covered in plastic, and you can find here the logo of Francis Kurkdjian, and the plastic here is overlapped, so it's neatly done, and then you can find the batch code here, and this is the back of the box, and I'll be unboxing this right now. So this fragrance contains two kinds of roses, and they're damask rose and Turkish rose. So, you know, some of you may say that a rose is a rose is a rose, and they may not be there may not be a lot of differences, but actually damask rose is considered to be the better variety of rose that is used for fragrances. Damask rose smells a little bit more lemony and a little bit citrusy, while Turkish rose is a little bit spicy. There's another rose variety which is more commonly used for perfumery, and that is Bulgarian rose, and that type of rose variety is actually more powdery. So this is the box, and I'm opening it right now. Okay, Okay, so you'll find just can't pull it off. There's actually a tassel, or okay, here, this one, this is what I'm talking about. So you can pull out the box from this one. So with regard to the design of the exterior of the box, it has a very Arabian or a very Middle Eastern feel, and that's because of, I would suppose, the combination of rose and oud. These are very typical among Oriental or Middle Eastern perfumery. It's a classic combination for Arabian or Middle Eastern perfumery. So I guess, you know, the design with the gold and the geometric patterns, it's very Middle Eastern. So it keeps up with with the uh, with the concept of an Oriental perfumery or Oriental fragrance. So this is the box, or rather the bottle, and you'll find message from the house of Francis Kurkdjian. This is the bottle. So recently I found out that the bottle design was actually modeled after the Haussmann, the buildings or Haussmann apartments in Paris. If you've been to Paris, or if you're familiar with Parisian architecture, Paris is littered with this, you know, beautiful apartment buildings, and the shape kind of mimics the same architecture. So that's how the Haussmann apartment buildings look like. And the cup here, the cap, the bottle cap, the bottle cap is gold. And inside you can see the logo of the house of Francis Kurkdjian, or Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Sprayer, or the hole here, if you can see, it's white. And the extrait de parfum has a gold plate, as opposed to just the dark bottle for the original version. So I'm not really a fan of rose and oud combinations, because I've, you know, many years ago I've smelled the best rose and oud combination when I was traveling in Dubai. And somehow, you know, that memory, that fragrance memory, was not replicated, or I wasn't able to smell it again. So every time that I buy a rose and oud combination or a rose and oud fragrance, I always feel disappointed. I've tried this before. I wouldn't say that I'm really impressed, but this is something that, you know, because of its popularity, that I have to have in my collection. So you might say that it's, you know, a crazy way of collecting a fragrance that I don't really like. But I think I'll be probably warming up to this fragrance once I use this more often. So I'm spraying this on this arm. Okay, so immediately, you know, the woody animalic smell of oud will hit you. There's a bit of spiciness. Well, not really spiciness, but, you know, the Ceylon cinnamon kicks in, and the rose here, well, it's mainly in the background. It's actually the violet that I smell uh, it's actually the violet that I smell, and I also smell the amber and a bit of vanilla. But I would think that because damask rose and Turkish rose, these are very expensive fragrance oils. I'm I would suppose that the rose fragrance is actually coming from the geranium more than the roses. But I'm not saying that they don't contain rose fragrance oils. So because geranium has a rose-like quality to it. It's not actually the flowers that are the geranium flowers that are used in perfumery, but I think it's the leaves that actually lend a rose-like fragrance. And violet leaves, of course, sometimes they give off a rose-like quality as well. So maybe what I'm smelling here are mostly violet and geranium. Actually, I think I smell more the violet more than the roses. So again, the initial blast, the agar wood or the oud hits you, and I don't even know if it's real oud because I've never smelled real oud before. Based on my research, a lot of the oud fragrance oils are actually synthetic. So I don't know about this. Maybe it contains a bit of agarwood or oud fragrance oil. I don't know. But among the rose and oud combination fragrances that I've smelled, this is probably closest to what I originally smelled before when I was in Dubai. But it's still in my memory how beautiful the rose fragrance is and how animalic the oud was. I would say that this comes really very close to that. Well, not really very close. It's the best among the oud rose combination that I've ever smelled. This has a very long-lasting and very fragrant scent trail. Two sprays probably would last. 2 or 3 sprays would probably last 6, 7, 8 hours, and then it becomes really very powdery afterwards. Now I smell a bit of soapiness and a bit of powdery qualities to the fragrance. It's actually quite nice. Not my I wouldn't say that this is really my favorite. My favorite from Francis Kurkdjian will always be Baccarat Rouge and Grand Soir. Well, this one, this is marketed towards men and women. It's a unisex fragrance, but I think it's more feminine leaning. I don't know if everyone would agree, but I think this is a little bit more, it's feminine leaning, but it's also because of the woody notes or the agar wood. It's also it's a little bit masculine as well. That's about it. That's my initial reaction, my unboxing of this fragrance. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will like this video and that you would subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the coming days. So bye for now, and take care.